Well, to Britain now, and Prime Minister Keir Starmer is under renewed pressure amid briefings to journalists that his Health Secretary, Wes Streeting, is set to resign today and launch a leadership bid. The former Deputy Leader, Angela Raynor, might also announce a bid for the leadership today after she announced that she'd been cleared in a probe into her tax affairs. Well, Starmer says he will not resign and he is likely to fight any leadership challenges. We can now cross to Bénédicte Paviot outside 10 Downing Street. Bénédicte, this is a fast-moving story. Is what I said even still valid? Take us up to date. Bring us up to date.
Well, here in Downing Street, it is a waiting game, very much for the Prime Minister himself to see if his Health Secretary, Wes Streeting, resigns or not, and will he, won't he, actually declare that he is resigning, Wes Streeting, or if he, in the coming hours. That is the firm expectation. But what is being said, I could say spinned, is that possibly he doesn't yet have the magic number that he needs, which is 81, including himself, so there'll be 80 other Labour MPs who would support his challenge. And that then would unleash other people, we believe, to come forth. Now, often it's described here as being a two-horse race. Wes Streeting, if and when he resigns as Health Secretary and decides to challenge an embattled Prime Minister who is defiant and says that if there is a leadership challenge, then he will stand for it, and he believes he would win it. And the other name is the man who is dubbed as being the King of the North, who is the Mayor of Greater Manchester, Andy Burnham. The problem for him is that he is not an MP, a Member of Parliament currently, and he would need to stand in a by-election. So if there was a rush for this race, it would actually then look like Wes Streeting is in a much better position, and that, we believe, is what Wes Streeting would like to do. Or will he bottle it? Will he not do that? And yes, we also have to put it in a historic context where some prime ministers, like John Major and before him Harold Wilson, have actually had these kinds of challenges and then have faced them up and then have come out strengthened. That would be yet another scenario.
I know it's a feverish sort of atmosphere there. Are you sensing much support for Keir Starmer now that this looks like it's really going to happen, this leadership challenge?
Well, that's actually an excellent question, because above and beyond the 100 or so Labour MPs who have come out in the last 48 hours saying that they do not support Keir Starmer anymore, that on the doorstep in the lead up to the disastrous thrashing that the Labour Party got both across England in those council seats, also in the devolved parliaments of Scotland and Wales, and with that big wins across the country of Reform UK, led by Nigel Farage, they believe that Keir Starmer is no longer their man, certainly who could lead them, and the person who could lead them into the next general election due in 2029. But meanwhile, there is behind the scenes a real jockeying for position. I was interested when earlier this morning I heard the former Labour leader of the Labour Party, Jeremy Corbyn, saying, "We've got a coup going on." And that is very much the way that Keir Starmer and his supporters are really framing this. They are saying that if there is, at this time, when there's a war in Iran, an ongoing war in Ukraine, all the knock-on effects of that global turbulence, would bring chaos to British politics, because it could bring us into months of internal gazing within the Labour Party at a time when really it is very important to have stability. So other names, by the way, are floating since this morning, apart from Angela Raynor, the former Deputy Prime Minister. Al Cairns, the Armed Forces Minister, people around him have let it be known that he might stand. Now, the more contenders there are, then it looks like the better it could be for Keir Starmer. But Keir Starmer clearly has been this morning not here in what is now being nicknamed the bunker in Downing Street, but in his parliamentary office, and his supporters very much last night and again today trying to really convince MPs who might be tempted to support Wes Streeting not to do so.
Right, lots to keep track of there. Thanks very much, Bénédicte. Bénédicte Paviot, hope the weather holds up for you. You could be in for a long day, I'm guessing, there outside Downing Street.